Thank you for joining us on this Friday, October 4th. Live from the Beasley Media Complex in Boone, this is the Appalachian Weekly News. I'm Christina Beals.
And I'm Objio. The high country is experiencing some high temperatures. A record 85 degrees was recorded on September 11th, breaking a record set in 1931. David Still is a meteorologist at Ray's Weather Center. He says that the cause of the warm weather is an area of low pressure over the East Coast, and that a lack of rainfall is prolonging over a month of drought. Still does not attribute this heat to climate change, as it has only lasted for 5 weeks. He predicts continued warm weather throughout October.
App State's Food Resource Hub recently received national attention in a New York Times article about college food banks and pantries. New York Times contributor Anthony Abraham Jack wrote, "I was a low-income college student. Classes weren't the hardest part," published last month. Jack mentioned App State's food pantry when discussing how colleges can immediately tailor to its student bodies. Rebecca Walton is the outreach coordinator for the Office of Sustainability. She says the Food Hub does not turn anyone away. App State's Food Resource Hub is located in East Hall and accepts food and money donations and is student-run. It is open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and serves students and faculty. Tyler Johnson is a Sustainable Development Ambassador.
There was a poll that went around and we found out that somewhere around 46% of students will face food insecurity while they're attending university here. And so we wanted to start this as a way of helping out, having a resource here on campus. That way if anybody needs food, they can come and get it, no questions asked.
The Walker College of Business now has a space tailored to supplement classroom learning. The college acquired the location on Howard Street over the summer as part of the Walker Experience program. Business students can meet for team projects, brainstorming sessions, negotiation practice, and interactive workshops that all deepen classroom learning. Jacqueline Tilton is assistant professor in business ethics. She has already taught several classes in the workspace and says it helps her teach creatively and connect with students. The space is available for the entire community, however, priority is given to students of the business college.
A new campus restaurant is adding a unique plant-based menu to App State students' food options. Campus Dining created Terra Verde at the beginning of fall semester. It includes food options such as stir-fry vegetables and veggie burgers. App State executive chef Jules Bott proposed opening Terra Verde to create a more diverse mindset about plant-based food. He says meat-centered dishes are less common around the world, and it is easier to take meat out of dishes when looking at it from that perspective. Bott says Campus Dining plans to rebrand other restaurants on campus, and Terra Verde is a turning point for campus food options. Danny Bach is the Assistant Director of Food Services.
The mission at Terra Verde is to bring to our students the best possible vegan fare that is created in-house. We're not buying anything that's pre-made that's vegan. Everything is made from scratch. It helps hit upon our ideas of sustainability, local foods, healthy and nutritious foods, and it's also an educational component to help our student body learn how to become better vegans and vegetarians and advance a healthier dining model.
App State is bringing the world a little closer to its professors. As part of the Fulbright Teaching Excellence and Achievement, or T program, 20 fellows from across the globe will visit campus. During the 6-week program, they will attend academic seminars, observe classrooms, and share their expertise with App State faculty and students. Maria Anastasiou is the Executive Director of the International Education and Development. She says that the exchange of ideas is powerful and helps to emphasize the power of global learning.
3 computer science faculty members received a $300,000 grant to make computer education accessible to high school students in the high country. Raman Tashakori is the department chairperson, and Cindy Norris and Jay Fenwick are department professors. They submitted a proposal called CS4 App, bringing computer science to high schools in rural Appalachia. The grant funds a 2-year project to train teachers in North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia to teach AP computer science classes.
Funding for phase 1, that's it's about $300,000, and most of the fund will go to training teachers through a 4-week summer program. We start the program this year. Hopefully, the first program mid-May to mid-June. We plan to bring 10 to 12 teachers from the participating high schools to come to campus and stay here. This is a residential program, So we have them throughout the day, not only train them to teach the course, also to kind of learn also about other things in computer science. We have a lot of different enrichment activities.
Nora says having computer science classes in high schools is important because it can provide students for better future opportunities.
50 years ago, App State's ROTC battalion was activated. Starting out with just 20 junior cadet leaders and 40 freshmen, the Mountaineer Battalion has grown and, with it, a long history of service in creating model citizens. ROTC trains cadets to become well-rounded officers, both physically and mentally. Upon graduating, they receive commissions as second lieutenants in the Army. Major General John Evans is the commanding officer of Fort Knox, Kentucky, and a graduate from App State. He said the program helped him to focus on leadership, teamwork, and to understand the values of our military. The battalion will celebrate the anniversary with a tailgate party during the App State versus Texas game on November 23rd. Jonathan Midget is a senior cadet in the ROTC program.
It's really just kind of bringing everybody back together, hearing the stories that the old alumni and cadre have to tell, and then introducing them to the new guys, seeing how they're running things now and how things have changed.
Boone's newest cycle studio creates an inclusive workout community while giving back to local nonprofit organizations. Grayson Summy opened Revolution Boone with the slogan, "Pedal with Purpose." Each month, the studio donates some of its earnings to a different nonprofit. Revolution Boone uses bikes without metrics that would typically measure speed and distance. Summy says she feels metrics are distracting, and gym intimidation is why people don't feel comfortable working out in public places. To register for classes, people can register on the Revolution Boone mobile app or website, www.revolutionboone.com.
Boone residents with a taste for Mexican cuisine now have another way to satisfy themselves. The El Tacorriendo, or running taco truck, is open Tuesdays through Thursdays and serves all kinds of south-of-the-border flavors. Carne asada, homemade cheese dips, and horchatas are just a few of the favorites. Ashley Leon is responsible for El Tacorriendo to Boone. She says her motive was the lack of Mexican restaurants in the area. She encourages new customers to stop by and says the trunk has something for everyone.
The 330-foot park across from Walker Hall can go unnoticed if you don't look hard enough. But the yearly event that takes place there is working to change that. The Town of Boone Cultural Resources Department held the second annual Jimmy Smith Park MARANON and Street Party on Friday, September 28th. Brad Farthing is an administrative assistant for the department. He says the event's goal raises awareness for the park, which was built to remember former math department professor and town council member Jimmy Smith. Smith died in 2000 and taught at App State from 1968 to 2000. Vendors at the street party on South Depot Street include Betty's Biscuits, Lucky Penny, and Appalachian Mountain Brewery.
Dozens of students gathered to protest the Appalachian Police Officer Development Program on Sanford Mall. The protest, organized by the App Coalition for Responsible Policing, was coordinated under the title Fewer Cops, More Doctors. The demonstrators called for more mental health resources and less law enforcement presence to nurture campus health. Protesters said they were frustrated with the lack of transparency about how the cadet program's budget and how the money should be allocated to hiring more mental health professionals. Andy Stevenson is App State's police chief. He says that protesters are stereotyping the App State Police, and he encourages people to have discussions with him.
The Listening Post is offering a sympathetic ear and a new location in the Leon Levine Hall of Health Sciences. Jinx Miller is a coordinator for the Listening Post. She says people can visit the Listening Post to talk about anything from roommate issues to getting a good test grade. Marie Huff is the dean of the Beaver College of Health Sciences. Miller said she and co-coordinator Stephanie Hankins discussed their new location with Huff in early August, and she supported the new opening. Hankins said Huff sees that it is helpful for students to have a place to go and talk. The Listening Post's other locations are in the Plymouth Student Union and Trevette Hall.
Coffee drinkers have the opportunity to try out a new coffee shop. Our correspondent, Katie Garceran, has the story.
A prominent business in Blowing Rock has opened a new location in Boone. Camp Coffee is a family-owned coffee shop that works to roast and sell their own coffee. Sue Purser is a frequent customer at Camp Coffee. She says Camp always succeeds in creating a neighborhood-friendly environment.
I think I enjoy the friendly neighborhood atmosphere. The baristas are always just greet me in a very friendly way. Sean knows exactly what I want when I come in, and that's nice. I also, when I go to Blowing Rock, I very often see other customers in there that I know, and we, chat a few minutes while we're waiting for our drinks. So,
Sean Whitwer is the general manager of the shop in Boone. He says Camp primarily gets their coffee from fair trade markets.
We get our coffee beans from all over the world. We have farms down in Honduras. We work with. We have farms in Ethiopia, Kenya. We have literally anywhere that they grow coffee, we're buying coffee from. And we work strictly fair trade to make sure that they get fair pricing for their coffee, because the Campbells believe, I think everyone at camp believes that there's a right way to do everything, even if it's something as simple as coffee, and we try to do everything we can the right way.
Whitwer says Camp Coffee is looking to hire new employees.
We are open to bringing in more staff members. Certainly, as we get more busy in Boone, or busier in Boone, not more busy, we will be needing more people on staff. It's a fairly small team right now.
Camp Coffee is open from 7 in the morning to 5 in the evenings and closed on the weekends. Whitwer says this is subject to change. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Katie Garceran.
K-pop, or Korean pop, has recently exploded onto the music scene in the Western world. App State is no exception. The K-pop Association is where students with an ear for the genre can come together. In meetings, the group discusses K-pop news, including artists and song spotlights. Jen Berna is a member of the association. She said that while it isn't the largest club, she found a welcoming place where one can build friendships and enjoy some music.
Before Watauga County's Recreation Center opens in spring 2020, the Student Recreation Center is a temporary location for swim meets and athletic training. Cheryl Edens is the UREC Aquatic Associate Director. She said their pool's shallow end is reserved for public recreational swimmers. Even though the Watauga County swim team is using the pool, Eden said serving students and staff is still a top priority.
A visitor next year is creating a buzz around campus, and students are swarming for tickets. On May 2nd, country singer and former App State student Luke Combs will perform at Kid Brewer Stadium. Tickets can be purchased at the Convocation Center after the volleyball game against Georgia Southern. Students will be able to purchase up to 2 tickets each and will have to show student ID at the concert. Details on public ticket sales have not been released.
Now it's time to check in on sports with Matthew Cosgrove.
Thanks, guys, and I'll be looking for my ticket. The opening of Sunbelt Conference play started last weekend. Zach Thomas completed 23 passes for 246 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Darrington Evans and Mark Williams rushed for 2 touchdowns each as Appalachian State won 56-37 over Coastal Carolina. The Mountaineers scored 2 touchdowns late in the first half to open a 35-21 lead. Coastal could not recover. App is 1-0 in conference play, and they look to improve to 2-0 when they travel to take on the very talented University of Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns. That game is Wednesday night at 8 p.m., and it can be seen on ESPN2. A big part of the Mountaineers' recent success has been the defense, in particular junior defensive lineman Demetrius Taylor. Against the UNC Tar Heels, Taylor had 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, an interception, and he even returned one of his forced fumbles for a 20-yard touchdown. Through 4 games, Taylor has 13 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles along with the interception. Most players would credit their success to their coaches. Taylor gives credit to someone else, his mother and his grandfather. Taylor's grandfather helped raise him and be the father figure he never had. He taught him life lessons, how to fix cars, and even shared the wisdom he learned over the years. Taylor attended Miami Western Senior High School, a school that is nationally known for its football excellence. Taylor would go on to receive All-State honors as a senior and received an offer to play for App in late May. As Taylor's career with the Mountaineers continues to grow, he hopes by the end of it to earn his degree and make it to the NFL. I'm Matthew Cosgrove. That's sports for this week. Roll Nears. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. I could have sworn I had your tickets somewhere around here. And now it's time for your High Country High Note. It goes without saying that downtime is crucial for university students. A local business is providing the perfect environment to wash away your worries, with tea. The Lavender House, located in Valley Cruces, doesn't just carry the same name as the calming flower. A small-scale lavender farm on the premises contributes to the various products available. Soaps, candles, and even lavender chocolate are just a few, and customers can even learn how to make their own. Madeline George is the founder of the Lavender House. She says that she wants to give people an alternate experience to the shopping and eating in Boone. The Lavender House is open all week from 8 to 6.
That's our report this week. I'm Christina Beals.
And I'm Ian Objio. For all of us at the Appalachian Weekly News, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.